Picture this: submarines being built hundreds of miles from the ocean, loaded onto trains and shipped across Russia like cargo. This actually happened during World War II, and it changed naval warfare forever. When World War II began on June 22, 1941, the Soviet Union had the largest submarine fleet on Earth. 218 submarines spread across 4 fleets. But here's what nobody talks about: how they built them so fast. The Soviets created something revolutionary with their M-class submarines, nicknamed Malyutka, meaning little one in Russian. These weren't just any submarines. They were the world's first mass-produced modular submarines, designed to be built in sections and transported by railway. Here's where it gets insane. The production center was at the Gorky shipyard on the Volga River, hundreds of miles inland from any ocean. Workers built these submarines in prefabricated sections, each one sized perfectly to fit on railroad flatbed cars. Once completed, entire submarine sections rolled across Russia on trains to Leningrad for final assembly. This was the first time the Soviet Union used welding on submarines instead of riveting. Welding made the hulls stronger, faster to build, and completely watertight. The MCX series, designed by engineer A.N. Asafov in just 4 months during 1932, pioneered this technique. By the time World War II started, the Soviets had perfected it. The numbers are staggering. The M-class submarines displaced 158 tons surfaced and 198 tons submerged for the Series 6 models. They measured 37.5 meters long, with a beam of just over 3 meters, small enough to move by rail, deadly enough to sink enemy ships. When Germany invaded in 1941, sub-assembly modules for 7 MXV-class submarines had already been delivered to Leningrad. These were hastily evacuated from the city during the summer as German forces closed in. The modular design meant they could be moved quickly, reassembled elsewhere, and put into action. The Soviets built over 110 M-class submarines during the war. Despite being called babies, these submarines became the most effective Soviet subs of World War II, destroying more than 60 enemy transport ships and 8 combat vessels. The crew training compensated for any technical limitations, but the assembly line innovation went beyond just the M-class. 7 different shipyards participated in Soviet submarine construction programs during World War II. Yards in Leningrad, Gorky, Nikolaev, and Vladivostok all used similar modular techniques. The Soviets completed approximately 200 submarines during the conflict using these methods. The modular construction had another genius advantage. After the war, MXV submarines could be partially disassembled and moved across Asia via the Trans-Siberian Railway to Vladivostok, then reassembled on the Pacific coast. This gave the Soviet Pacific Fleet instant reinforcements without the dangerous journey around enemy-controlled waters. The technique the Soviets pioneered in World War II became standard practice. By the 1950s, they were using off-ways assembly for complete hull sections on their W-class diesel-electric submarines. Sections weighing 200 to 360 tons were assembled at multiple positions with machinery installed before final hull assembly. This wasn't just about submarines. The sectional construction method revolutionized Soviet shipbuilding entirely. What started as a desperate solution to build submarines far from the coast became the foundation for modern modular ship construction used worldwide today. The Soviet submarine assembly line during World War II proved that innovation under pressure creates lasting change. They turned a geographical disadvantage into a strategic advantage, building submarines where no submarines should exist and moving them across a continent to fight a war. That's the power of thinking differently.